Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wolfe's Call. My name is Clarke Wolfe. It's so nice to see you. I am doing well. I'm here in Southern California, and fortunately, no new evacuation orders in my neighborhood. Uh, so, um, so we're going live with the show today, which is very fun and exciting. Please feel free to lurk, of course, but if you want to say hi in the chat, I always love hearing from you guys. And hey, Armada, good to see you. Hi, hi. And hi, Roni, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for being here, everyone. Um, Hi, Lowell, good to see you. Yes, we are. Hi, another Mr. Lizard, good to see you. Yes, so hey Alvi, hi Colibre, great to see you all. Hi Andrew, great to see you. Hi Mike. Yes, thank you for noticing the new setup a little bit. We're getting there. I'm slowly building out some sort of a streaming setup here, but I got something up today at least. I got a little lighting, got a little vibe of in the background. And thank you. I'm glad you like my shirt. I wanted to get all dressed up for today because I'm happy to be here. That's for sure. Andrew, you saw Nosferatu and Sonic 3, Sonic Feratu, and you loved both. Great. So glad to hear it. Um, Thank you all again for being patient about the date change and the time change. Yeah, yesterday was fine. The internet is obviously working now, which is great. I definitely wanted to get that taken care of before this new bout of Santa Ana winds kind of sweeps through. And yeah, and Rufus and I kind of just spent yesterday getting all set up and getting ready to go. And fortunately, so far, and we've been keeping an eye on the news and the Watch app and everything. And so far, we have not had any new major fires that I have seen on the app. So that's really good. And yeah, I think I'm really grateful that we were able to put this together and do this today. And let's see what I have on my agenda today for us. How was everybody's weekend, by the way? I hope you all had a nice weekend. I hope you all are staying safe. Again, fortunately for me, Rufus and I are safe, and we are at home. We have not had to evacuate in any way, so that's always good. Did anybody see any movies or watch any shows or do anything fun this weekend? Um, Andrew says the Nosferatu remake gave me the Gary Oldman Dracula movie vibes. That's a fun one. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people know that the original Nosferatu was supposed to be a straight Dracula adaptation. And then, of course, Bram Stoker's widow said, no, you cannot have the rights to do this. And they said, okay, well, we're going to do it anyway. And so they just changed a couple things. But one thing that I thought was really interesting was that I didn't know that the vampire disappearing in the sunlight was created for Nosferatu because essentially the team was running out of time and they needed to just end the movie. And so they were like, okay, he can't be in the sunlight. Great, let's go. I don't know if we've talked about this, but I've never made my way through Dracula. It's a very long book. It is a very challenging book for me to really sink my teeth into, pun intended. And so I've never read it. I only recently read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from front to back, cover to cover for the first time. And but yeah, so Dracula is a challenge, but I didn't know that little piece of trivia. So the more you know, I suppose. Oh, thanks, Justin. Nice to see you. I did some makeup for you guys today. Well, especially as compared to on Thursday when I had no makeup on and no resources. Yes, Mike, vampires don't necessarily die in sunlight. At least let's just say Dracula the Dracula lore is not the whole thing about like vampires yeah, not being able to be in sunlight originated with Nosferatu. I did not know that until like 2 weeks ago. Wild. Yes, Alvi, that's right. They twinkle. They sparkle. They sparkle. Uh, Agreed, Andrew Thomas. Shadow of the Vampire does need a Blu-ray release. Um, and I thought I saw another. Armada says need for the Shadow of the Vampire movie about. Sorry, need for the Shadow of the Vampire movie about the making of the first Nosferatu to be on streaming. I know, right? I am in the process of buying another a Blu-ray player because mine finally died, and of course now they're stopping making Blu-ray players. But I do still have Shadow of the Vampire on DVD, old school DVD. So I have it at the very least. But yeah, it should be on streaming, don't you think? Um, let's see. Yes, yeah, thanks for your concern, Lowell. Yes, it's been a tough time, but fortunately this weekend, the winds died down and we are currently in the midst of another little bout of Santa Ana winds that hopefully our watch will end at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So fingers crossed that that we are able to avoid any new big fires. Roni says, after watching Nosferatu is making me want to watch The Last Voyage of the Demeter for the first time. Roni, I did watch Last Voyage of the Demeter a couple of weeks ago. And oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Let me look it up. I loved our lead actor. Last Voyage. He was in Straight Outta Compton. He played Dr. Dre, I think. Corey, that's right. Corey Hawkins. He was great. I thought he was absolutely wonderful. But unfortunately, and I really like Andre Overdahl. For those of you who have like been participating in the Patreon even 5 years ago, we watched Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is Andre Overdahl, and it's one of his movies. He also did the Scary Stories movie and he did Troll Hunter. So I think I don't know. I have to imagine that this was sort of a bit of studio interference, but who can say? Andrew Thomas says Shadow of the Vampire is streaming on Prime. That's cool. All right, great. So this is a good little vampire corner to get things going. We love to see it. So I have a whole little show planned out, but I did have a couple of things. Oops, what did I just do? I had a couple of things I wanted to mention kind of right up top. So first things first, we kind of talked about a little fire update. We're all just standing by. Honestly, I think we're all just standing by. Fortunately, it does appear that the Palisades fire and the Eaton fires are not necessarily growing. So I think that's a plus. That's a good thing considering that we were all sort of the the winds to return. My microphone, for the winds to return to last night. And but we're okay. Rufus and I are okay for now. And yeah, just the situation down here is still very real. And there's still a lot of people that are displaced. And so if you have the means, if you are interested in contributing, there are tons of really legitimate, worthy organizations. The American Red Cross. There's a firefighter fund. So just do your research if you're planning on donating, because unfortunately there are some scammers kind of in our midst right now. So let's see what's next. Okay, I also wanted to give a quick update. If you've been following this YouTube channel, then you probably watched Sam Levine and I do a watch along of his movie Pulse. And we were doing that to raise money for Fiendsgiving. And Fiendsgiving is a holiday slasher movie that we were crowdfunding. And we were trying to shoot the opening 10 pages. And so we really shoot everything before, the title cards are cold open. And then the idea was to let our audience in on the process of making a movie. Unfortunately, we still had time to fundraise. However, we were a bit shy of our goal, and we did not feel comfortable fundraising in this environment, especially with the need that is all around town. So if you were interested in learning more about Fiendsgiving, or if you would like an update, the update is we actually canceled our campaign yesterday and we refunded everybody's money. Sam and I, of course, are intend to return to this idea and look forward to returning to this idea. And we're going to continue to fundraise privately. But it just did not seem like it was appropriate for us to be fundraising at this time. So no, Fiendsgiving is on hold for now. Hi, Richard. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the well wishes. Next up in my little housekeeping section here. So just wanted to remind you all that Malum, a movie that I was in, directed by Anthony de Blasi, that came out in 2023. Malum is streaming on Shudder in the US. So if you haven't watched it, give it a watch. We loved making that movie. Malum is a reimagining of Anthony's movie, The Last Shift, with a little bit of different perspective, especially more of like a focus on the cult, and that's where my character comes in. So we it's on Shudder now, and it's a movie that I'm really proud of. I loved being a part of it, and I really hope that you will check it out if you haven't seen it yet. So Malum is streaming on Shudder. I got my ticket for Wolfman. Speaking of, big week for wolves this week. You know what I mean? Last night was the wolf moon. Love a wolf moon. Very emotional moon. Big bright wolf moon, howl at the moon. And of course on Friday, Lee Winnell's movie Wolfman hits theaters. So I have not seen it yet. I look forward to seeing it. So I got my ticket. I'm gonna go see it on Friday. And I'm really curious. I'm really curious about this movie. Unfortunately, the LA premiere was canceled in the wake of the fires. But I love Lee, and I'm excited for him and anything that he does. Let's see. So I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and then another screening that I am checking out, allegedly, is still scheduled for tomorrow. The movie, I'm going to go to a little rep screening, an older movie, not older, but called Underwater from 2020. And I mean, obviously it was 2020, so it was easy to sort of miss, I think. But I know very little about it. I think I know a little bit of the surprise. And but my friend Josh Miller here in Los Angeles is hosting a screening at the Los Feliz 3 with American Cinematheque, and the director is supposed to appear tomorrow night, and Josh will do a Q&A. But I've never seen Underwater. I've heard it is great. No spoilies. Just don't tell me anything. All I know is Kristen Stewart, and I know it takes place underwater, and I think I know what the little surprise is, but I don't want to know for sure until I see it, allegedly tomorrow night. So hopefully, no news is good news. Hopefully things are not going to be as bad as maybe we were anticipating, especially with the winds this evening. And yeah, and so I'm excited to hopefully check it out tomorrow. Mike says Underwater is pretty good. I think it came out in January 2020. Alvi said recently rewatched Underwater. I really liked it. Fun cast. Yeah, I think it just sounds like a fun experience. So yeah, that's kind of my little housekeeping section. I have some really fun little like stories, kind of. Oh, hey, Kishgali. Underwater is one of those surprisingly good gems. That's what I've heard. That's kind of like the consensus. Oh, hey, ZSH. Uh, oh, I've been typing a lot, but I keep getting cut off. But chat length restrictions and limitations. Oh, well, I'm sorry, CSH. I don't know. I promise you that I'm not doing that, whatever the rules are on the chat, but send it in bursts. Send it in pieces. We'll take it in chunks. Okay. So I made a little hey Brian, great to see you. Oh, before I get into news and all that kind of stuff, I did want to share that I have successfully booked 2 interviews for the month of February. So I think I mentioned this kind of early on, but my general idea or plan for this show was to have Mondays be like an interview or a conversation with somebody, industry focused, pop culture focused in some way. And then Thursdays would be kind of like a little like a news show. Certainly over the last month, if you've been keeping up on Patreon, um, if you've been keeping up on Patreon, you know that I have been we just so keep hitting a little bumps in the road, whether it is, moving or holidays or fires or evacuations. But that is the general idea for the stream. And then ultimately trying to figure out a way to put one of these shows in a podcast form. So I'm still tinkering with all of this. Always open to feedback. You're welcome to join the Patreon, even as a free member. All the posts that I've been posting are open to free members, so you're welcome to comment and interact with those. Or, of course, you can always contact me on social media. I'm not hard to find. But yeah, we're solidifying sort of the vibe or the series that is getting these two shows a week. But I did book two interviews for us for February, so I think both of these industry professionals are people that y'all are gonna love hearing from, but also they are really fun people to talk to. And so I love having them, and I will love having them. I'm good buddies with both of them, and I'm working on a third. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned if you haven't already. I know most of you all in the chat are really good about this, but if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and check out the Patreon, follow on social, the whole deal. But that said, let's do so right before we went live. I will say, as opposed to being just like movie talk specific, I am trying to I'm like opening things up a little bit more into pop culture, movies, TV, books, even a little bit more of like an industry chat, like a business chat, because I think that I always try to think about what am I adding to the conversation, and hopefully that'll be not only interesting for the audience, but it'll be a unique perspective that I feel like I can provide. So with that said, y'all, right before we went live, something really, really, I think, kind of funny happened. But I figured we gotta kind of talk about it. And that is, I want to talk about whoop, ad. There we go. Oh man, I had my whole, I had this like background all set up, and now it's not showing up. Wah, wah. I designed my logo today. A new nope. What is my show called? Sending the Wolf. I almost said Wolf's Call. I designed my Sending the Wolf logo today, and unfortunately, it did not upload. So it's just a black background. Well, that's all right. Whatever. Little bits. Oh, Mike Joyce, I have the Brad Pitt scammer on my list for today. I absolutely do. That story is crazy. But no, this just broke. And I I had to read this article like kind of multiple times, and I had to I had to like really try to understand what like why somebody would call this out. Why would somebody claim this? Okay, let me give like a little overview. So as you all have probably heard, there was a movie that came out last year called It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Justin Baldoni also directed the movie. This is based on a book about domestic violence. And, there was a lot of controversy about it when it came out. And now, of course, Blake Lively has filed a lawsuit or a complaint, a lawsuit, and she alleges all of this inappropriate behavior on the set of It Ends With Us, right? Okay, I think we all know that part. The part that broke today, right before we started streaming, was about incorporating Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool and Wolverine into this whole thing. So, yeah, Brian, that story is a mess and I want them to leave us out of it. Fair. But I just had to talk about this because this is about the character of Nicepool. Now, for you all in chat, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine was a very successful movie. And huge hit. If you've been sort of checking in with me over the last couple of weeks on this stream, you've heard me say that I kind of like didn't see as many movies or didn't kind of catch up with pop culture as much as I should have last year. I just was in a not great place and frankly kind of have had to like fall back in love with movies and TV and all of that. But so this is to say I didn't see Deadpool and Wolverine. I know. I know. I will watch it. I know everybody loved it. But apparently, so not apparently. So before we started streaming, I did a little research. I started watching these clips of Nicepool. And let's go over what this is. Okay, so Justin Baldoni demands that Disney and Marvel preserve, quote, all documents relating to Ryan Reynolds' Nicepool in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, what could this be about? Well, apparently, Justin Baldoni is claiming, and his attorney, through his attorney, Brian Friedman, is claiming that the character of Nicepool was based on him, and that it was a direct shot at him, and that movie was making fun of him with that character of Nicepool. Now, first things first, I just have to say I watched the clips and I was like, well, I get what this joke is, like this doesn't necessarily have to be Justin Baldoni. Like this could be anyone who is that guy, right? And I think if you saw the movie, like you kind of know what. But how many just to clarify, for those of you in chat, did y'all see Deadpool and Wolverine? Like, do you know what this is referencing? Of all the things that sort of leaked out and became sort of memeified, this is kind of one that sort of flew under the radar for me. Like I hadn't really seen this character, this this clip or these clips kind of going around. So, but apparently, so here's Variety's report reviewed a copy of the letter, and here's what he's upset about. Baldoni's attorney believes that Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, was flagrantly mocking Baldoni in a sequence in Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine, which was released by Disney in July. The sequence features Reynolds playing Nicepool, an oafish alternate version of the hero Deadpool, saying such lines as, quote, "Where in God's name is the intimacy coordinator?" and complimenting Lady Pool for, quote, "snapping back into shape after giving birth." And then of course, Blake Lively cameoed as Lady Pool. And then when Deadpool points out Nicepool's misogyny in the scene, the latter replies, "It's okay, I identify as a feminist." And then the article goes ahead and points out that during the development, production, and marketing of It Ends With Us, a drama about domestic violence, Baldoni often touted his credentials as a feminist and an ally to women. Okay, so here's the thing with this, and this kind of reminded me a little bit. Yeah, okay. So Steven says no idea. Mike says I saw it. Mirror Domain says I've seen both movies, but I don't see the connection. Another Mr. Lizard said I had never even heard of this Baldoni guy before all these news stories. Okay, this is exactly why I wanted to talk about this, and this is exactly why I kind of wanted to like do it up top. First things first, I also had never heard of Justin Baldoni before all of this. I looked him up, and he was a lead on the CW series Jane the Virgin for 99 episodes. Before that, he had a couple of recurring roles. He's been in the business for a long time. He had a couple of recurring roles on a couple of TV shows. That is awesome. Like, speaking only as in terms of his career, he is a working actor. Good for him. That said, having I just don't really understand how this person has acquired so much power that he was able to play the lead and direct this movie when someone like Blake Lively, who is arguably a much bigger star, is on board. I do know in doing the in like reading up about the case and all of that he that Baldoni's company optioned the book. So that I guess gives him that power. But I suppose what I'm saying is nobody, not nobody, but very few people, if this nice pool thing was a take on Justin Baldoni, very few people I would argue would be able to recognize or know who this person is. I also read a little piece that said, "Oh yeah, well, Nice Pool has like a man bun." And so Justin Baldoni sometimes has a man bun. So that's how you know. And I was like, "What?" I just it reminded me actually of in True Detective season 2. Very famously, Nick Pizzolatto hated Cary Fukunaga, and they did not get along, and so in season 2, after Cary Fukunaga left the show, they did this whole subplot, like, Nick Pizzolatto wrote into this whole subplot about Hollywood and this very eccentric director who had a man bun and, like, all of this stuff, and it was supposed to be making fun of Cary Fukunaga, like, okay, whatever, fine. I don't know. Right, another Mr. Lizard seems pretty flippin' thin. ZSH says, "Oh my god, this sounds insanely crazy. I can't believe all of this is really happening. LOL, what?" I know. So this is the last, like, the last little piece that I wanted to bring into this is it kind of reminded me of the baby reindeer lawsuit. The woman who the character was, Tim Garcia says, "I did not know that about True Detective season 2." Oh yeah, Tim. Yes. I mean, and he's 100% supposed to be Cary Fukunaga. Like, okay. Yeah, Emra, 1000%, which I will not be touching that article. But yes, I did read that article. And uh-oh, that is very bad. Oh wow, Gishgali, is that true? Baldoni actually did TED Talks about feminism, which by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Ted should have never given him a talk on the topic. That is insane. That it just we don't I mm-mm. So, but do you remember the woman who claimed that she was Martha and she sued Netflix for defaming her character when they changed the name and nobody would ever know that she was allegedly the inspiration for the Martha character? That's what this reminds me of. Like he is claiming that was the other thing, like the line about him commenting on Blake Lively, or excuse me, on Lady Pool, um, on her like snapping back into shape very quickly after having a baby, and Justin Baldoni's lawyer is filing paperwork saying that is obviously about my client. I kind of was like, wait, I don't know if you want to be saying that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you what that I think you're making it worse for yourself, actually. You know, I just it was absolutely wild to read this complaint. And so what else? Oh yeah, and the intimacy coordinator stuff, like, and certainly Blake asking for the intimacy coordinator and all of the stuff that he is now, I guess, copping to is saying like yeah, that's totally supposed to be me. I don't know. I suppose the devil's advocate side of it is he's saying that that's their characterization or interpretation of him, but it just felt like a whole big collection of I don't think this is the flex that you think it is. Um let's see. Da da da. I'm reading chat, and Roni says, even if Nice Pool is about him, which I heavily doubt, how is this something that involves lawyers? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This could be just generic Hollywood nice guy. Like it's flimsy at best. Another Mr. Gishgali says, Clarke, please show the 3-minute trailer for Justin's wedding. Oh my God. Yeah, you will see exactly who this guy is. I read about that and I was just like, ugh. Like, I I it is it is it is truly wild. Roni says self-accusation. Gishgali says Justin plus Emily, Corona, California extended wedding trailer. Oh yeah, sending me the link. I can't get the link in my chat, but um yeah, and Stephen B says outing your client. Nas Plays says, I think Baldoni's lawyers are trying to prove that Reynolds and Lively's lawsuit doesn't hold weight because they're just making jokes about it in Deadpool. Well, yes, Nas. Okay. So that is absolutely what his attorney said. So his attorney went on the Megyn Kelly show. I want to find the exact quote. But basically he went on the Megyn Kelly. Yeah, here you go. Oh, yes. There's no quote, there's no question it relates to Justin. I mean, if anybody watched that hair bun, which again, by the way, I'm like, what? He also questioned why Reynolds would use his wife's alleged sexual harassment for comedic fodder. If somebody is seriously sexually harassed, you don't make fun of it. It's a serious issue. So this is a wild thing that's just going to keep going. I mean, yeah, the attorney is threatening to sue them into oblivion. Okay, cool. I don't think that anybody feels like I don't feel like anybody thinks that this really holds weight, but it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see sort of how this shakes out. But yeah, it seemed a little bit like the lady doth protest too much, if you ask me. I know everybody's like a trailer for his own wedding. Okay, well, we gotta watch it now, right? I think we have to. Here we go. Justin plus Emily. I'm gonna have to hold on a second. Justin plus Emily. Corona, California extended wedding trailer. Okay. Yep. Here it is. All right. Is everyone ready? We got to watch it now. 2.4 million views. Oh, only 11 years ago. You may have seen, oh God, no, this is so bad. Ugh. You may have seen Justin's epic 27-minute wedding proposal. First of all, I know I'm single. No one's ever proposed to me. If anyone proposed to me for longer than, I'm going to say 27 seconds, where it's going on too long. You know what I mean? 27 minutes? That's a lot. Okay, let's watch it. Let's see. This is what he directed to get the opportunity to direct events with us.
I want to start off my vows to you with an apology.
Nope.
I'm sorry for all my faults, my shortcomings, for my insecurities and my ego, and for everything that I've ever.
I'm going to just also interrupt and say, don't start your wedding vows with an apology. That's not the cute vibe that we that we think it is. Don't start your wedding off with an apology. We don't care for it.
Done or said that's hurt you, and everything I've ever brought to this relationship that hasn't been pure.
I love you. Truly, madly, deeply. I will stand strong by your side.
I love the
Grateful to have a man who will go above and beyond to comfort a friend or to simply make somebody feel loved. I will stand firm by your side. Deeply appreciative to have a man who inspires me and the people around him to live life more fully.
I also just want to interrupt and say, watching somebody like watching their wedding videos, like, why? I nobody wants to watch your wedding videos and to put it up on YouTube. I mean, but listen, 2 point however many million people have watched it. So, Brian Knight says Ryan Murphy is going to turn this all into a TV show. Amra says, am I too cynical to think this is all a power grab for the film franchise if the books? Nah. I mean, I will say that I'm gonna go with no. I don't think that this is. Don't think that anybody wants to get into this if they don't have to. Let's see. It seems Sean. Hi, Sean. Um I'm just going through your comments right now. It's giving love to hear yourself speak vibe 100%. The proposal is on his IMDb page. Oh no! The proposal is on his IMDb page. That's interesting. Okay, because when I was watching those clips for Nicepool, there's a joke about the proposal, but I thought it was a reference to Ryan Reynolds' movie, The Proposal. Interesting. I mean, who knows? But Brian Knight says, yeah, this dude is fakes. Mirror says, super cringe. This is the sort of shit half of the country doesn't like Hollywood. Although most of this cringy stuff is like not people in Hollywood. But Zia's Itch is so ridiculously and obviously performative. Clearly, it was some sort of agenda behind it. Yeah. Is she being held hostage? Hilarious. Bye, Ronan. Thanks for checking in. Great to see you. Okay, let's keep going. Ryan should add the trailer for the proposal on his IMDb.
But with that apology also comes a promise.
What?
Emily, for the rest of my life, I will cherish you. I will appreciate you. I will listen to you. I will laugh with you. I will take care of you. I will honor you. And I will respect you.
I will stand tall by your side, feeling blessed to have a man who speaks for those who cannot or do not have the strength to, and a man who will go without sleep to make sure somebody's story is shared with the world, because where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time.
Let's jump in. Together.
Someday we'll see.
Forever.
Okay, also, please don't high five me at my wedding.
Someday we'll see.
You know what this looks like, honestly? This looks like a little director's reel for This Is Us, which, by the way, I love This Is Us. This is no disrespect to This Is Us, but that is very much a TV show that is doing something very specific, and this is allegedly this man's actual wedding, which that doesn't feel right.
Someday we'll see. Forever means someday we'll see. Forever means
Also, don't pick me up. I hate being picked up. Oh, but you know what's funny? Wait a minute. Here's something interesting. So allegedly, did I just find all right, someone call Ryan Reynolds and his team. So allegedly in this complaint, apparently Blake and Justin shared a trainer, and Justin was inquiring about how much Blake weighed, and she was like, WTF, dude, like what? And he was like, well, no, I have a bad back, and so I need to know how much you weigh because I can only lift so much. Well, guess what did we just see? Not him picking up his wife. Did we just blow this case wide open? I don't know.
I will forever and always put you before me to the end of time.
All right. Well, Gishgali, thank you so much for bringing that to all of our attention. So happy we did that. What a time. What a time. I'm ugly crying right now. Love is so beautiful. I don't know. Wasn't this 11 years ago? Oh, you're right. You're right. Fair. That's fair. That is a good counter. Good point, counterpoint, Roni. Good job. Apparently, ugh. Yeah, another Mr. Lizard says, apparently the proposal video has him asking her dead dad's gravestone for permission to marry her. That was also in the complaint, was that he kept talking to Blake Lively about how he was contacted by her dead father. I'm like, stop talking about dead dads. What is going on? Anyway, this story is wild. But it did kind of this Deadpool thing, like, will there be a trailer for the divorce trial? Oh gosh. Yeah. So, all right, we had to do it. We had to talk about it. Crazy. Speaking of trailers that are scary, should we watch a couple of scary trailers? Yeah, Gishgali, about the proposal, I read a whole article or breakdown about the proposal thing, and it just seemed so convoluted and like so I just was like, this is way too much. This is way too much. We missed the part in the beginning of the proposal asking her how much she weighs. Yeah, oh boy. Okay. So yes, mirror domains, you guessed it. It feels quite appropriate that we should go from one horrifying relationship. No, I shouldn't say that. We should go from one troubled, fraught on-screen romance to another. Let's see. Roni says companion looks so good. I'm such a Sophie Thatcher fan. Starting with Yellow Jackets. Yeah, really love Yellow Jackets myself. Really enjoyed her in Heretic. So yeah, let's look at the official companion trailer. Now, I don't know about you all, but I feel like this teaser has just been playing in front of every movie I have seen for the last, I don't know how long. So I'm very curious to see this. And I brought this up on a stream a couple of weeks ago, but I thought Beyond Fest did a screening of Companion, like an early screening, but I haven't heard anybody who's seen it. I haven't heard anybody talking about it. So, but I haven't watched this trailer yet. So we're going to watch it all. We're going to watch it all live at the same time. Sean Quinn says, can't wait to see Wolfman this weekend. I'm going to. Sean, can't wait. Brian says, looks good. Okay, here we go. Let's just watch it cold. I have also not watched this trailer.
There have been two moments in my life when I was happiest.
Bye, Lowell. See you
The
later.
first was the day I met Josh.
I'm Josh.
I'm Iris. And the second, the day I killed him.
Just relax. Remember to smile and act happy. Do they know? Iris, wake up.
What are you doing? Shut her down already.
What is she talking about, Josh?
This was not part of the plan.
I didn't mean to.
Did you jailbreak your sex pod?
Wow, Josh. The days of you controlling me are over.
Are you breaking up with me?
It's not you. It's me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's tied up inside, so she's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm.
Eli, Iris, shh, baby, you're on the phone.
Oh man. Oh boy. Jack Quaid is so good on The Boy is Sean. That's a fun trailer. That's a really fun trailer. It's really, what's interesting is so it seems like it's being told from the movie is being told from her point of view. Wait, did I say Harvey or Guillermo? I said Harvey, right? I thought I did. That's what I meant. So it seems like this is being told from her point of view, but also, yeah, I love Jack Quaid. I really do. Also, though, he's real cute. So, why? Okay, Lowell, welcome back. So what do we think? Very curious. Actually, let's look up real fast. Oh, wait, you know what? I bet it's in the article. So this is from Bloody Disgusting, produced by Zach Krieger. Okay, so not written and directed by him. Directorial debut of Drew Hancock, who also wrote the script. Drew Hancock says, the silver lining of showing the audience that this is a movie about a robot is it's a way to kind of get ahead of anyone dismissing it as another robot movie. Because it'd be so easy to just be like, this is Megan, or this is the Megan Fox movie, Subservience. It's a little different to be like, no, this is a robot movie, but it's not like any other robot movie that's out right now. It's not AI gone wrong. It's AI gone right. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So Companion comes out in January, late January. This is a great poster. I love this poster. Like her eyes. Only in theaters on January 31st. Maybe not for here, but the Alto Knights trailer released today looks very good and interesting. Sean said, oh, thanks, Sean. Very interesting. Roni says, very interesting. Isn't Megan 2 also coming out this year? That's a good question. Megan 2. 2025, June. You're right, Roni. And then I actually, Subservience. So I had not seen this movie. Have you guys seen this movie with Megan Fox? Or heard about it? Listen, admittedly, I am like so behind on everything, but I just feel like if it's a Netflix movie, I don't even. Oh well, it's not a Netflix movie. I guess it just came out on Netflix. Roni says never heard of it. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. Interesting. What is Alto Knights, ZSH? I guess I could look it up too. Alto Knights. Oh, something. Oh, with Robert De Niro. Yes. Yeah, we should totally. Oh, Barry Levinson. Listen, it doesn't all need to be horror all the time here. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. I did see that Robert De Niro was in my my overview. A lot of the trades coverage is like obviously very what am I trying to say? Fire heavy. Why is that logo similar to The Godfather? Yeah, that's a great question. Let's find out. Nas Plays says he's playing 2 roles. It gives me Nutty Professor vibes. Okay. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Here we go. I do want to pause real fast and say that while I did not love Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert De Niro was so good. That was such a great performance. And I know he got an Oscar nomination for it, but like last year was just such a stacked year. But I feel like if that performance had come kind of any other year, he would be he would have been a front runner. Okay, so he's playing 2 completely different characters.
Where do I start? You're going down a very dangerous road. And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. But that's the risk you take. Me, I take that.
Yeah, but you're
risk.
not where I am. I give to charities, I pay my taxes.
Okay, I'm sorry. We gotta stop for a second. Uh, they are different people. They're supposed to be different people. Do we know? Sorry, I'm interrupting. I haven't seen the trailer. Let's keep going.
Let's remember something. I put you where you are today. It's because of me. Mr. Good Citizen, you want to be like them? Come on, you ain't like them. They own this country. They're bigger gangsters than we ever could be. All of a sudden, you want to be half in, half out, half a racketeer? You can't have it both ways. You're either in or you're out.
You must have seen who shot you.
The man took a shot at his own boss.
We just grew up together. Frank sometimes forgets where he comes from.
Bit more fly off the handle.
Wow, it's like
Make sure he's dead. Bang, 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 bang.
I don't want to make a lot of noise.
No noise, it's a fucking gun.
What happens now?
I'm gonna retire.
I think they're different. Yeah.
I need to find a way to take a roll down.
It's just you and me. We are our own family.
He's up to something.
I'm telling you, he's not going to try anything.
How do you know what he's gonna do?
Trouble so hard.
Gishgali says, can't be the same guy. One of them wears glasses. Another Mr. Lizard said, are they supposed to be related? Alvia says, I think they're different. Two separate but equally powerful mafia bosses heard the movie, didn't test very well in screening, hoping it's going to be good. Seems unnecessary. Aren't there other 80-year-old actors who do gangster roles around? Alvia says, yikes. Okay. I just don't feel like the two that could be a parody trailer. I just don't feel like maybe the two roles thing is working. Because they don't seem different enough. Why is he playing two parts? Weird. I'll watch it on Max. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Why is De Niro playing two roles? Because there's got to be some like story about why. Like why they chose this, why they made this decision. Robert De Niro stars, okay, acts opposite himself. Okay, it looks like Reddit agrees. It only works when there's enough of a visual difference for them to disappear into the roles. Yeah, I agree. Let's see if we can find an answer, if they've talked about why. Once the best friends, Petty... Okay. No explanation. Buy one De Niro, get two for free. Two sides of the same coin is what I heard, says CSH. I mean, okay, but I don't know. All right, well, good suggestion. We watch things here that are not just scary movies. We talk about things that are not just scary. That was an interesting trailer. I do love Barry Levinson. I mean, I don't know. I also, it was funny. What was I watching? It was after we saw Nosferatu in IMAX. And we got out of the movie and Hector said, what was the point of that movie? And I was like, well, it's a love story, but I do think that somebody else posited the question of what was the point of that movie to me also, like in the last 2 weeks. And I think what I'm realizing is that audiences are really starting to maybe ask that question. What is the point of this? Why are we making this? And maybe it is because it feels like so few things are getting made that it's like, okay, well, why this one? Like, I keep going back again. I can't, because I am like currently struggling to get my own movies made. I am like trying to, whether it's IP that I have the rights to, or whether it is like a new horror franchise or whatever it is. Like, there are just, it's so hard to get anything made right now. And so I think about like, how did Justin Baldoni, I understand how he got money because somebody for It Ends With Us, because that was a best-selling book and they saw the marketing campaign. It was like girls and women are going to go see this. Feminism, directed by a dude. Okay, cool, whatever. But like the whole thing, I just don't understand who gives people the money to make these movies. But I suppose if you're Robert De Niro and Barry Levinson, Warner Brothers is going to give you money to make a movie. Yeah, Armada, that mob movie fix. You're right. I mean, you're totally right. There will always be an audience. You even saw it in the trailer where it said like, from the team that brought you Goodfellas and The Irishman, and you're like, Goodfellas is 30 years old at this point. Like, we're really throwing out, and The Irishman, like, again, what do you remember about The Irishman? The de-aging, the alleged de-aging that I kind of just am like, so it's like, why? I don't know. Another Mr. Lizard says, post Barbie, we need more lady stuff. You know what, Mr. Lizard? I agree. More lady stuff, please. Okay, but speaking of speaking of de-aging technology, can we please, I wanted to address this article. So, Alien Romulus, Fede Alvarez talking about Alien Romulus coming to home video, coming to home. The latest hip question that development execs are going to ask in a pitch is, why now? Why is it time for this story? You need to be able to answer that question. You are not wrong, Ishgali. I totally understand. But also, why then, Barry Levinson? Why? Why now with these two mob? What? Whatever. I also, whatever. It doesn't matter. Armada, I started Griselda. I thought I was fine. I didn't finish it though, admittedly. So, but it wasn't bad at all. Let's see. Isn't this from the writer of Green Book? Wait a minute. Are you serious? Hold on, let's look it up. Alto Knights. Oh, wait. Yeah, Nick Pillay. Wait, I know this name. Yeah, writer of Goodfellas, writer of Casino. Did I say Goodfellows? Writer of Goodfellas, writer of Casino. Sure. Producer of The Irishman. I'm sure he probably wrote The Irishman. A lot of mob stuff. Okay. Oh, no, he did not write The Irishman. Cool. Lot of mob stuff. Okay. Oopsies. Just closed out our let's get back to Alien Romulus. Sorry, y'all. I just accidentally closed my tab, my special tab. You all know how I feel about the tabs. Okay. And wait, add to stage. Here we go. Hi Matthew. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay, so for those of you who saw Alien Romulus, I hope I don't spoil this for you, But a surprise that kind of pops up is they have sort of resurrected Ian Holm, who played Ash in the original Alien. They resurrected his character and they sort of like used CG to create a new scene for Ash. The first thing I want to say, and I totally understand, Ash was not done hating on women. I know. Hilarious, right? You know how I feel about this in my the Alien documentary memory. Ash is such a dick. So I am not opposed to the idea of bringing Ash back and like incorporating, because I thought that was something that Fede did really well. It almost felt to me, and I mean this in a good way, with Alien Romulus, it was almost like a greatest hits. Like I feel like Fede was kind of like, okay, I may never get to make an Alien movie again, so let's just leave it all on the floor. And so fine. I like the idea of incorporating the legacy characters, but Ash is an android. So I have to be honest with you, I didn't understand why there was so much CG, so much digital recreating of Ash, when it kind of would have been badass if they had created an animatronic, because he was an animatronic. That was sort of the thing, is he's a robot. He's synthetic, he's artificial intelligence. Like, why? Anyway, I didn't understand. It felt like it created this problem that didn't need to exist. You know what I mean? And so anyway, when I saw it, and also I felt like most of Alien Romulus looked awesome. I think Fede is a fabulous director, so I'm not being critical of him. And also, by the way, he felt like the CGI didn't look very, very good. So let's talk about it. Alvi says, love Fede Alvarez, but I never agreed more. When someone on Twitter asked if Lance Henriksen was unavailable, oh no. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, but yeah, loved the look of Roni, agreed. Loved the look of Romulus. The movie looked great, except for Ash. It really, and then Roni says, oh yeah, it's not like it would have come off as fake, right? That, like, embrace it, you know? All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's see what he actually said. So, okay. So even Alvarez wasn't quite convinced. We just ran out of time in post-production to get it right, the director tells Empire Magazine in a major new interview reflecting on Romulus. I wasn't 100% happy with some of the shots where you could feel a bit more of the CG intervention. So for the people that react negatively, I don't blame them. As a result, Alvarez ensured that the home entertainment release of Romulus features a new and improved Rook. Quote, we fixed it. We made it better for the release right now. I convinced the studio we need to spend the money and make sure we give the companies that were involved in making it the proper time to finish it and do it right. It's so much better. Since the character was always created through, quote, a mix of technologies, it meant recalibrating the various elements, both practical and digital, that brought Rook to life. Quote, animatronic puppeteers Shane Mahon actually did this animatronic of Ian Holm based on a headcast from Lord of the Rings, and that was the only one in existence, says Alvarez, noting that further into production, the choice was made to lead much more into digital effects. What we did for the home entertainment version was revert a lot more to the puppet. They should have just had me in the room in the beginning. I would have just convinced them. It's way better. Thank goodness he did. Okay. I mean, I really wish that this article came with like a side-by-side comparison, but you know, Brian said they didn't need to deep fake, just get another actor for the role. His CG in the movie didn't bother me, Mike. Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. It really stood out to me. I don't know why, but you know what I think it is that's really interesting? One of the best examples of the de-aging, or well, I guess it is de-aging and not creating brand new, like, visuals. Because I was thinking about Kurt Russell in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I was thinking about Robert Downey Jr. when they sort of, I can't remember which Marvel movie it is, where they de-age Tony Stark. But the thing about both of those actors is that when you de-age them, they were actors as children, or as I'm sorry, adolescents, young adults. So there are countless hours of footage that the computer can scan of Kurt Russell and Robert Downey Jr. as young men, that they can sort of like work with, right? And so I feel like that is the best example. But for me, the Rogue One thing, I hated it. It really took me out of it, and it's not me being like a movie snob or whatever. It's just I don't like it when it doesn't look good, because you can catch it. You know what I mean? I would much rather always have a physical, tangible thing in front of me, even if it's a little bit off, because it's still a physical, tangible thing. But and again, I want to be really clear, by the way, I'm not hating on CG. CG is a wonderful tool, and can do incredible things, and it's a tool, right? Like everything. I think that's the thing that you'll hear most filmmakers say is like, no, when used in moderation, when used as a tool and not the paintbrush, essentially, you can have stuff that looks really, really compelling. And I do agree with that. And also, by Fede's own admission, I mean, they ran out of time. So, that's always unfair to the artists, for sure. They did practical and they redid it with CG. Roni says, I saw a comparison on Twitter. It does look so much better. Alvi says, I saw a side-by-side comparison on Twitter. Thank you, Roni. Yes, it was Civil War. I didn't see Romulus. Is it explained at all why it's an Ash, or is it just never mentioned? Yes. There's a reason that it's Ash and not someone else. But I only saw it the one time, and it was last summer, so I don't remember the exact reason. That's interesting, Armada. Sometimes CG can look more noticeable on a smaller screen at times. Let's see if we can find a side-by-side comparison. Alien, Romulus, Ash, theatrical versus home. What do they call it now? They call it home ends. Well, that's not it. But that is funny. That's not it. Let's see if there's a side by side here. And if you guys see it, tell me where I can find it. No, that's not it. Oh well. I thought it was the same model of Android. It might have been that. Like, it didn't have to be. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this version, the Ash we see in Romulus is also kind of a dick. So but that's a good question. Why would it be? I just don't remember the details. I saw it almost in theaters like last summer, and I just don't remember. Anyway, c'est la vie. But I thought that was interesting. I am glad that he convinced them. It's a member berry. Yeah, another Mr. Lizard. I mean, kind of. I don't know who came. I should do a little bit more research into like who came up with this idea. Why did they think that they needed to do it? I was really hoping that we were going to see David. I was really hoping we were going to see David. I'm still not done with David's story. You know what I mean? Didn't they find it on the Nostromo? Maybe. I think I found the comparison. Oh, where did you find it, Nicholas? Amra said they found the original ship. Did they not? I'm sure that's what it was. I bet it was Ridley Scott. who wanted more Ian Holman there. I want more David too. Hopefully David will be in the sequel. You know, I just to go off on a little bit of a tangent. I think I told y'all how before Romulus, we Hector and I and Abby and our friend Amy, we kind of sat and we watched Prometheus and Covenant in 3D. And then we watched Alien on our own. And then we watched Aliens together. And then we went and saw Romulus. And I gotta tell you, I love Prometheus. I really, really another Mr. Lizard. I knew this is where we were going. And like I or be stopped. I know. I am here for Ridley. I love his attitude. He's so sassy and surly. But I do like Prometheus, and I feel like it is so obvious in Covenant, which is a movie that I don't like. I do not like Covenant. I remembered watching it in the theater and being like, "Oh no, this is bad." And then I remembered thinking, "Oh, this is Ridley Scott doing a slasher movie." That's kind of like down to the couple having sex in the shower and then the getting killed. Like it is a slasher movie. It is a body count movie just in the Alien franchise. But then when I went back and I rewatched it a couple of months ago, the stuff with David and Walter is still clearly where Ridley's interest is. And I really wish that they would have let him kind of follow. And by the way, John Logan, known for many, many, many things. Because the Daniel Craig Bond movies. Didn't he also write Gladiator? I think he did. But he also created Penny Dreadful, which you all know I love. But knowing what I know, especially this is where I'm going to get really sweaty. If you watched Penny Dreadful and you watch the relationship between Dr. Victor Frankenstein and the creature, you see, and the bride in Penny Dreadful, you see the same ideas in Alien Covenant about what is life, what is the creator hating their creation, what is God, like all of these really interesting ideas that I think Ridley is exploring through the character of David are really prevalent in Covenant. Unfortunately, though, we don't like every time we walk down that road where I'm like, this is the John Logan stuff. I know this is the John Logan stuff because I know his work. We get snatched away and have to go back to the dumb ship, So I hope that Ridley gets to make his third Alien movie or if someone returns to the David story. And Fassbender is so good in that part. I am curious about Noah Hawley's show. Like for sure, I will be watching. We got a lot of hits and we got a lot of misses, but in the Alien world. But I'm here for it. And yes, my Covenant. I do like Covenant better than Alien 3. Although Alien 3 is a lot of cool ideas. Armada says that's what Ridley was more interested in, exhaling the story of David and Walter and even the girl from Prometheus. Yes, but the studios wanted Ridley to make more of an Alien movie than what he did. Yeah, totally. Absolutely, Armada. I totally agree. Wow, this was a fun little time in Alien Corner. I'll always spend time in Alien Corner. It's so interesting because like when I did that documentary under bathroom sink storage, the search bar. Oh, is that what it said? What was I looking at? Bungalows, Parks and Rec. That's so funny. Under bathroom sink storage. I did just move. That's hilarious. Thank you, another Mr. Lizard. Fortunately, I have no secrets. What else was I looking up? Oh, a bomber jacket. I have this jacket. It's in here somewhere. And unfortunately, it's getting damaged. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to get another one. Why did I Google pop culture? I don't know. Parks and Rec bloopers. This is real. This is very, very real, by the way, the Parks and Rec bloopers. That has become my new comfort food. I have the whole series on Blu-ray or DVD rather, but I don't have a freaking player anymore. And so I'm like, in these very stressful times, all I want to do is watch Parks and Rec, and I don't have Peacock. I'm not going to pay for Peacock just to watch Parks and Rec, especially when I own the whole series, but I don't have a Blu-ray player. So I've been watching Parks and Rec bloopers because it's my happy place. Another tangent. How do you like that? Armada says, will Alien Earth maybe connect to AVP? Yeah, I'm going to go with maybe at best we're going to get a little baby Easter egg. But I think that it's probably like kind of like I don't think they're counting it as canon. Mirror says, did you see the BTS of Romulus of the guy getting into the tall creature outfit? Because that was a real yes. Yes, I did, Alvi. I liked that. I liked that creature. And by the way, the baby looked like, or the child, or whatever we're calling it, the child looked like the engineer, right? Like that was intentional, right? Hector and Abby and I all felt like it was intentionally supposed to be an engineer or look like an engineer. But at this point, I can't keep track with the timeline. Alvi says, if the studio wanted more Alien, why did they not call Prometheus Alien Prometheus or something? I remember them. They refused to admit it was an Alien prequel. Yeah, that's also a good question, Alvi. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't know why just Prometheus and then we switch it to Alien Covenant. I don't know. It should have been Alien Prometheus or Prometheus and Aliens. I don't, whatever. Okay, let's move on. What else should we talk about? I have a lot planned. Believe it or not, I did my homework today. Let's see. Should we do the trailer for The Woman in the Yard? I like talking about trailers. Oh, actually, and I have the AI Brad Pitt scams woman out of savings. That's not funny. It's just the headline is kind of funny. Rufus curled up in your bomber jacket as my idea of heaven. He has been, I will say, because I'm still really in moving in mode. I'm glad you cannot see everything else because there's just stuff everywhere. But that said, the curtains, I haven't hung the curtains yet. And so the curtains are kind of right over there where they will be hung. And Rufus has been sleeping in the curtains. And it's so cute. He's very cute. Anyway, okay. Armada says, it was intentional to make the baby look like an engineer. Okay, thank you for answering my question. Okay, cool. Let's talk about the woman in the yard. Share this tab. Love my tabs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Mike says that trailer was disappointing to me. Gishgali says this is another trailer that's dangerously close to parody. Blumhouse might need to slow down a little. Yeah. Well, I would argue that maybe what they should do is start using, oh no, gosh darn it. I just do not love Windows, to be honest, but this is like my quote unquote work computer. I think that companies should start using the word teaser instead of trailer, because I think that this trailer is not a trailer. It's a teaser, which is okay. But, there's not a lot of there. I will say they choose to do something a little different, which I appreciated because you watch enough of these and what I'll point it out when we get there. But yeah, Armada points out same director as Black Adam, same director as Carry On, same director as Orphan. Same director as I love and because we did it on my show Wolf's Call, I learned how to say his name, Jama Holy Sarah. I think that's how you say it. Jama for sure. I learned that part. Um I love his stuff, man. I love his movies. I really do. I unironically love Orphan. It is insane. I unironically love House of Wax. It is also insane. I only just like The Shallows. Got a little ridiculous for me. But nonetheless, I think he's a great director. And he's working like crazy. I mean, gosh, between just all the things. So good to know. I didn't even realize when I watched the trailer earlier that it was him. Um, The Woman in the Yard, the first trailer, okay. Comes out March 28th. Sees a lone strange woman shrouded entirely in black as she appears on the family's front lawn without explanation and warns them today's the day. Let's watch the because it's so short. Let's watch it and then let's discuss.
When the sun is bright and the wind is still, she comes to you like a sudden chill. Draped in black from head to toe. How she got there, you'll never know.
Today's the day. Today's the day.
So, all right. Don't forget Jungle Cruise. Yep. I dug Run All Night. I bet Jama's never been asked would never ask Blake's weight. Yep, I bet you're right. Another mystery lizard reminds me of that Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. I actually don't know that reference, Armada. Mirror says looks interesting. Yes, so I also agree this looks interesting. Again, I do think that we should they should have referred to it as a teaser and not a full trailer. I do like that I like that they didn't manipulate her voice. I thought that was a really cool choice because I thought for sure we were gonna get like a creepy, scary, whatever. Written by Sam Stefanik. Okay. Let's see if they've given like a little synopsis. Here's the synopsis here. Oops. Okay, Danielle Deadweiler as Ramona, a woman crippled by grief after she survives a car accident that takes her husband. Seriously injured, Ramona now must care for their 14-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter, alone in her rural farmhouse. Then one day, the woman takes form in their yard. Ramona assumes the woman is lost or demented, but as the woman creeps nearer and nearer to the house, it becomes clear she is no ordinary figure, and her intentions are anything but peaceful. Now Ramona must rally to protect herself and her children from the grasp of the woman who simply won't leave them alone. So kind of like Babadook vibes, right? Husband dies, mother left with these children, injured, frustrated. Woman is wearing a shroud, so she looks like she is in mourning. The problem is that her sitting there is just not a scary image. Yeah, Gishgali, I don't disagree. And I was trying to kind of figure that out. Is it not scary because it's so bright? and I have no problem with daytime horror. There's plenty of scary daytime horror, but maybe it's because it's just like she's not jarring enough, right? I'm trying to really suss out in my mind the visual of what is it about her that isn't quite so scary yet. And of course, the blood on your hands. So she shows her hands, blood on your hands. So then I was wondering, okay, is the mother character and the woman in the yard, are they the same person? Is she like the woman in the yard, a manifestation of the mother's grief? Which, okay. Is the witch warning her that she's pregnant? Oh, that's interesting. Looks like something I'd watch on the plane. Remember my slab or suffer my curse. It may not be scary as ominous is the word I would use, says Alvi. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm just wondering. I think, yeah, there's something that just doesn't quite. Now, let me tell you about a movie that I watched that this teaser really reminded me of. Sarah Paulson was in it, and it came out last year, and I really wanted it to be good. It's called Hold Your Breath. I didn't love it. However, though, what I will say is visually, like, it at different time periods, but like basically, here, let me show you the trailer. Did any of you all see the movie Hold Your Breath? Topic for next time, top 5 daytime horror movies. I like that. Here, I want to show you this trailer real fast, and I'm curious if you all see kind of what I see. I actually haven't really seen the trailer. I've seen the movie. So I don't know. Yes, I have. I think I've seen the trailer, but let's see. This is just an idea I had. So I don't know if it will.
Mama, can you tell us about the wheat?
When the wind blew, the weeds would wave. And one day we played hide and seek in the tall grass. You could hide inches away, and I couldn't see
you. See how it's like the color is just a little, it's still daytime, but desaturated.
Doctor says it's just too much dust in the air.
It's a battle.
It's good you brought the girls, Margaret.
Why is that?
I guess you haven't heard about the drifter. Killed the mama and the kids.
Did they ever catch the drifter?
It's like he just melted into the dust.
The gray man is everywhere.
Right, it was the gray man. But that's why, okay, this is why the visual of the gray man and the visual of the woman in the yard is very similar.
And gets inside you.
See, this is now, again, this movie has the conceit of the dust. So but to me, this is so much more ominous and so much more scary, but it's still, I guess, technically daytime. Oh, sorry. Let me unmute it.
All around us. If you breathe him in, he'll make you do terrible things.
He'll make you do terrible things.
So here we are again, daytime, but and broad daytime and very vast and very open, but desaturated.
Were you outside all night?
My advice, say keep the house sealed best you can. Relax.
In this movie, the environment you're already gonna find exactly.
Any word on that drifter? What if it happens again?
This girl's unlucky to have you. You don't think that?
He could be anywhere!
Was he in me?
Mom?
Not great.
Breathe him in.
Get inside!
He'll make you do terrible things.
We're very well. You?
So my verdict on this, I did watch it, did not like. Uh, but yeah, I'm curious about the woman in the yard. Um, maybe the teaser will just, maybe the full trailer will give us a little bit more to work with. ZSH, no, we haven't really discussed Agatha on Disney Plus here. We can maybe make that like a little side project for sure and have a little Agatha corner. um, certainly. Clark, did you see last year's When Evil Lurks? Most disturbing film I've seen in many years. I did. I did see When Evil Lurks, and I liked it very, very, very much. I liked it a lot. It was like a 9 out of 10 for me. I just and to me, the problem was that the ending sort of broke formula. And so I was kind of like, that was the only little ding that I would give the movie, but overall, yes, but 9 out of 10. I really liked it, and I wasn't expecting to like When Evil Lurks as oh wait, stop. I'm talking about a totally different movie. I'm sorry. Gish golly. I'm talking about In a Violent Nature. Sorry. However, to your point, actually, the ending was not great of When Evil Lurks either. Yes, sorry, let me start over. I did see When Evil Lurks. I saw it at Fantastic Fest in 2023, actually. And it was a movie that everyone at the festival was buzzing about. I liked When Evil Lurks. I didn't love it. I'm in the minority here. I don't have any criticism. Actually, the only thing that I would say is that really prevented me from getting super, super invested is just I don't feel like we really got to know the characters. Like, I didn't think that there was something preventing me from connecting with the characters. And so as a result, I couldn't get emotionally invested in the scares. And yes, I know I was speaking about In a Violent Nature on accident, but I do agree also that the ending kind of was a little rushed. But When Evil Lurks, I really like their movie Terrified. Oh, Rufus is in the curtains. Yes, he is. He's curled up in the curtains. I see him. For those of you who don't know, I'll just pull it up real fast. They were speaking Spanish. No, that was not it. Terrified. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the same director. Not to be confused with Terrifier. I really like Terrified. Big, big fan of Terrified. I like it better than When Evil Lurks. However, the visuals of When Evil Lurks are just like really jarring. But obviously, if you just look at the promotional materials for Terrified, you can see that, this is also, these visuals are also really awesome. But yeah, streaming, Terrified is streaming on Shudder currently. And big fan of this one, as is When Evil Lurks. So watch them both for sure. Highly recommend checking out these movies because there's a whole world of awesome horror out there for sure. Speaking of, let's do The Running Man. So this is a little more. I'm trying. Obviously, I want you guys to feel like you don't just come here for horror talk. So I'm really, same, Alvi. I really liked the opening to Terrified too. It's TOO. It's very, very scary. Very well executed, like really well done. So yes. Oh, but I don't want it to always be all horror talk. So thank you for the suggestion earlier about the De Niro movie and the Levinson movie. I'm trying to keep it like more broad. So I wanted to talk about this, The Running Man. I feel like The Running Man has been just in the works. A new edition of The Running Man has been in the works for so long. But Colmon Domingo has just joined the cast. And for any of you who, know me from Fear HQ or joined us for Fear HQ, we talked about Colmon. We watched Colmon as Victor Strand for many years. And now, of course, Colmon is just blowing up, which he deserves. He's such a talent. He's such a presence. And I thought this was really cool casting. And gosh, Edgar Wright has just been with The Running Man for so long. I feel like I'm sure this article will summarize it, but yeah. So Glenn Powell will play the titular role of the Running Man. Paramount and director Edgar Wright now have the man who will be hosting the show. Sources tell Deadline that Colmon Domingo is set to play the host of the world's most dangerous game show. Can you all imagine? Can you all, for those of you who did watch Fear the Walking Dead, those Victor Strand vibes coming out in full force and as the game show host, I love this. I love this. So the new film based on the 1982 novel by Stephen King that he published under the pseudonym Richard Bachman also has a cast that includes Josh Brolin, Carl Glusman, Katie O'Brien, and Daniel Ezra, and a November 7th, 2025 release date. So, and Gishgali, you probably know the answer, but wait, have they already shot this? How is this movie going to come out in November? The Running Man was turned into a movie with Arnold, we know. Wait. While Schwarzenegger was the star, his game show host counterpart was played by Richard Dawson, who was actually the host of Family Feud. Sources say that in Wright's version, the TV exec played by Brolin will be more of the central villain. But given how important the host role was in the original, Wright and execs were aiming high with who they wanted in the part and ultimately landed on Domingo. Again, this is excellent casting. Brian says it's filming. Okay, great. That makes sense. Wright is directing and co-writing the script with Michael Bacall and will produce with his producing partner, Nira Park and Simon Kinberg. George Linder will executive produce. That's cool. It started shooting in November. Okay, cool. Cool. So he's probably wrapped. Especially with all the Oscar stuff coming up. I love this casting. I love Colmon in this part. I want to see more from Glenn Powell. I love him in this sort of dystopian vibe. I like him paired with Edgar Wright. I think that's awesome. Okay, chat, here's a question for you. Should I see Twisters if I've never seen Twister? Because I haven't. Did we talk about this? Maybe we did. When I was a kid and Twister was everyone's favorite movie, I never had any interest in it because it was a natural disaster. And this was a period of time in the 90s when Independence Day and Men in Black and all of these alien disaster movies were happening. And I was like, well, I'm much more interested in aliens. I'm not interested in natural disasters. And so I didn't watch it. And so I didn't watch Twisters because I, kind of didn't. I like Glenn Powell a lot. I like Daisy Edgar Jones a lot, but I just didn't know if that was going to be for me. What do we think? Steve says the Running Man novel takes place in 2025. Perfect timing. Oh boy. Brian says watch both. Gishgali says Colmon has a Netflix show called The Madness. That was quite good. Mike says it's worth watching. Gishgali says Twisters has no connection to the original and it's not a remake. Yes, I did know that part. Mike says, I really liked it, but I also live in Tornado Alley and I'm interested in tornadoes. Yeah, growing up in Georgia, even though I did grow up in a suburb of Atlanta, we had tornadoes. And in fact, I was in Atlanta in 2008 when a tornado hit the city of Atlanta. And I don't know why I was walking around downtown in the aftermath, but I will never forget those images like in my head. It looked like when you do the studio tour of at Universal Studios and like they have the crashed airplane in the back that I think is from uh Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. It looked like that. It was insane how scary it was that it hit a city, like a major city and a downtown of a major city. Anyway, this is to say that I feel you about the what's. Mirror says it's more of a soft reboot, lightly references some tech from the original. Nicholas says Twisters was great. The beauty is you don't have to see the original movie to love it. It was refreshing to see no legacy characters, and it made it a lot of fun. Definitely worth watching. Joker Riddler says, I loved Twisters and the original. Steve says both movies are worth watching if you have Peacock, but Twister movies are streaming there. Well, and I was just talking about how I don't have Peacock, but I have been wanting to watch Parks and Recreation. Maybe I sign up for Peacock for a month and I just do a little binge moment. Also, the original Twister is not really a disaster film structure, much more of a standard Michael Crichton science film. Interesting. I just, of course, as a kid, it was like inescapable. The cow flying was inescapable. Let me check my notes. What else do I have for us today? What else do I have? Oh, I have AI Brad Pitt. I actually don't really know a ton about the details of this story. Should we investigate? I won't need to, but I will rewatch the Arnie Running Man before the Glenn one. Yeah. If I've ever seen the Running Man, I haven't seen it in at least 20 years. I mean, maybe I should give it a watch too. Oh, you know what? Wait. Is it weird? Is it a movie that we should not do as a watch along on Patreon? Stream the Running Man. Let's see. Okay, it's on Paramount Plus. And let's see. It says it's on Prime. It's on Paramount Plus. So, in theory we could maybe we do the Running Man as one of our watch alongs on Patreon. Bye Lowell, see you. Thank you for the well wishes. Let's see. Armada says Until Dawn teaser. Okay, I will look that up. Nicholas says I'm a physical media junkie, and if you have a 4K player, definitely blind buy it. You won't be sorry. Blind by the on 4K, Nicholas, the Twisters. Is that what you mean? Lowell says I never saw Twister either. I went into Twisters completely blind and enjoyed it. CSH says we actually studied the original Twister for all of the SFX errors that are in it. Uh-oh. Ishgali says Running Man is not that great. Okay, copy that. Twisters on 4K. Got it. Another Mr. Lizard says, I convinced my parents to take me to see it opening weekend, my first ever trip to the US when I was 11. Wow. What a United States experience for you. Another Mr. Lizard. Just Twister. That's about right. Can I be like totally ignorant for a second? And are tornadoes, do they have tornadoes in the UK? Sorry if that's a dumb question, but honestly, I don't know. Are tornadoes an issue in the UK? I know, Gishgali. R.I.P. Bill Paxton is right. Oh, wait. You said Until Dawn teaser. Let me look it up. Another Mr. Lizard says the Running Man is definitely isn't great, but holds a special place in my brain. Mirror, Running Man is fantastic. Jesse the Body Ventura is Captain Freedom. Another Mr. Lizard says not that I've ever seen. Okay. So yeah, uniquely. Yeah, just tornadoes. What a time. Until Dawn. There we go. Ooh, David Sandberg. Sony's Until Dawn looks nothing like the video game. Uh-oh. Okay. I, as you all know, am a terrible gamer. I have horrible hand-eye coordination. If you watched me play Among Us, you know this. But let's see. Let's watch this. This is fun. Oh no, what did I just do? Hold on. Share this tab. Okay. Tornadoes can happen anywhere. They're just more likely to happen in Tornado Alley. That's fair, Mike. Oh, The Running Man and Predator Badlands are opening the same weekend on November 7th. Okay. I don't think that stands, right? There's no way that can stand. Mirror says, I liked Twisters because I'm a Daisy Edgar Jones fan, since where the Crawdads sing. I like her in Fresh, and then I watched the show. Wait, what was it? I read the book, John Krakauer, about Mormons. What am I thinking of? I like the twist they added to the plot. ZSH Fells, I feel like Miles Teller and Glenn Powell are the two perfect men that Hollywood keeps trying to sell us. But as a 100% straight man, I actually get why. No, that's fair. Mr. Lizard says, maybe have that as a watch along. Make Clarke play games until she gets good. Yeah. I mean, poor you. That would be a terrible watch along, because I think you guys would just be like, this is insane. Did we find a game with witches and triangles? Thought that would have, yeah. Didn't we? I don't know if we found a game with witches and triangles, but those are two of my favorite things, as you all know. Okay, yeah, let's watch the Until Dawn teaser.
Huge fan of the Until Dawn game and how cinematic it was. I thought a lot about how we can continue the story without just giving the audience the same experience that they got when they were playing.
The movie, it has sort of the same tone and the same vibe, but it expands upon the universe.
I'm very proud to be part of this evolution onto a screen.
Everything that I've seen so far, I like. I just gotta say, because I really like Gary Doberman. I think I love Annabelle Comes Home. I think he did a great job with that movie. Love David Sandberg. I was there for when Lights Out had its world premiere at the LA Film Festival. Remember when LA had a film festival, and it was in Culver City at the ArcLight? And I remember sitting up at the little party talking with him and his partner, and they were so sweet. And then I think I was on Doug Loves Movies when David was in the audience with Annabelle. Boy, I gotta tell you something. I don't know if this has happened to you all, but before COVID and after COVID, it's like my life has just a clear line of demarcation, just because like the industry that I worked in, the part of the industry that I just like operated in for so long, allowed me to do such insane things and meet such crazy people in such fun ways. And then now post COVID, it's so different. I just, who can say? Okay, wait, let's keep going.
One of the creative things the game did is that people make different choices and die in different ways. The movie has this mechanic where things start over and they get to try again.
What just happened?
Every time they come back to life, it's like they're in a new horror genre. To survive, they have to make it until dawn.
This is interesting. So I totally believe that this is one of the most popular games like ever, right? But is there more streamer? Is there more teaser, or is that kind of the first look? Like that's sort of what we have. I think that's cool. It's a great premise. Um yes, mirror domains. That's also what I was about to say. Did you like Peter Stormare as Satan and Constantine? Yes. So great. I think Brian says, I think you would like Until Dawn and the Quarry games. Hard to believe 2020 was 5 years ago. Time is a lie. Clarke, are you ever going to bring on returning champions like Kelly or Terry? Yes. And Blair. Yes. Yes. Full trailer tomorrow. Okay, copy that. Alvi says, I trust David Sandberg, but yeah, it's definitely different than the game. The game isn't multiple horror genres as much as it presents itself to be one thing and turns out to be something else. Got you. Yes, Gishgali and team, in terms of other guests and like people to do things like returning champions, yes, 100%. I think I am trying to like get this show on its feet, and get into the flow and the rhythm, but also, like it's interesting because 2 of the 3 guests that I have booked for February are not local to LA. Like I'm trying to be really respectful of the fact too that we just like are kind of all on edge, and we just don't know what the future holds. So I didn't want to do any outreach. Like, of course, the first week and second week of the year is when, yeah, like let's start doing our outreach. Let's start pitching things. And, like Blair has been volunteering a lot. So I just want to be respectful of her. And Terry, of course, is like hustling their butt off and so on. And I haven't talked to Kelly in a long time, but I know she's directing a lot, it seems. So anyway, this is all just to say that I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's like state of mind, I suppose, in this, because this is all crazy and still unfolding. But well, I'll just tell you, I have Dylan coming in February. Dylan is coming in February to do a show with us, and I'm so excited to do a show with Dylan. Dylan and I are still besties, and Dylan was supposed to be in LA this week, but I think I'm 99% sure he canceled his trip because who needs to be here like right now? I kind of told him like I don't come. If I don't know. There's a lot of variables, and then and then I have another out of town guest scheduled as well. So we have a lot of fun stuff. But the full trailer for Until Dawn is tomorrow. Cool. I like this. I like this a lot. Should we close out on AI Brad Pitt? Speaking of technology, gone awry. So this is let's see. Nicholas says the memory origins of Alien Doc is how I discovered you. I love your live cast and feel that you have great insight into movies and all kinds that is a great alternative. Keep it up. Aw, thank you, Nicholas. Wow, that's so nice. And we did like a full Alien corner today. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That makes me very happy, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the stream. I'm really enjoying doing the stream, but I also know that it's an interesting thing because I feel like because I came from the YouTube world where we did the live talk, but it was like a live studio chat, and like it's very different than the Twitch live stream, which I really enjoyed doing. And it's kind of what this is. And I don't know how YouTube, will respond, or like if it's as good on rewatch. So I got to figure all this stuff out. But this is to say, I am enjoying our live streams very much. And I'm so glad that that you are too, Nicholas. Ishgali says, I've been chatting with the real Brad Pitt lately. Can't give details, but he and I are going to make a ton of money together as soon as my loan comes. I believe it. Listen, it is never funny when people are taken advantage of. However, isn't this also wasn't there a thing with Tom Hanks where he was like AI Tom Hanks was endorsing some product and Tom Hanks himself had to kind of come out and be like, I am not endorsing this product. Do not buy this thing because you see a fake version of me. But did he ever file a lawsuit? Like, I feel like it's just going to take really important people to file lawsuits and like get some laws and precedent on the books because gotta tell you, the US Congress really doesn't seem interested in protecting human people from anything related to artificial intelligence, deep fakes, and so on. Nicholas says he did. I don't remember what the product was. If he sued, I had no idea. Yeah, I don't know if he did. Maybe he just kind of like said, stop doing this, and they stopped doing it. But this kind of is a similar, oh gosh, is kind of a similar vibe where it says a French woman says she was scammed out of her life savings by an AI Brad Pitt. The 53-year-old woman has revealed that she was scammed out of $850,000. Oh my gosh. After believing she was in a long-term relationship with the real Hollywood star. The scam began when she was contacted by a scammer claiming to be Pitt's mother, who, quote, told me that her son needed someone like me, and her communication lasted more than a year. Oh, no. I first said to myself that it was fake, that it's ridiculous, but I'm not used to social media, and I didn't really understand what was happening to me. Oh, gosh. Using AI technology to emulate the Once Upon a Time actor, the scammers sent personalized photos and messages to the woman, leading her to believe the hoax. They later coerced her into sending nearly $1 million for a kidney transplant. They pretended that Pitt was unable to access his bank accounts due to his high-profile divorce from Angelina Jolie. Oh, no. This is awful, awful, awful. Let's see. How do we know this isn't an AI deepfake scam to get people to join Patreon for updates and watch-alongs? This is true. I could be a deepfake. I could be. I think I would be glitchier. Maybe. I don't know. Who can say? Yeah, the pictures. This is the thing though, if you're not like computer savvy, you wouldn't necessarily know, I think. Oh boy. 60 Minutes did a good story about all this years ago. That bottom right photo looks so fake. I don't know how anyone could fall for it. I know. I know. It's just like people just don't know. The woman left her husband. Oh no. The woman left her husband because of the scam. Or realizing she'd been conned after seeing news reports about Pitt's real life girlfriend. Oh no. I ask myself why they chose me to do such harm like this. I've never harmed anyone. Oh boy. She filed a police report. Since the Sunday segment aired, the story has gone viral, igniting a plethora of cyberbullying towards the victim. This story keeps getting worse and worse. Oh no. They said that the story is related in a wave of harassment against the witness, leading the network to withdraw the broadcast. Y'all, why are we got to get offline. We really do. This is terrible. I think these days you need to investigate anyone who asks you for money online. Yeah, 100%. Oh boy. Are you going to post straight out of the theater reaction for Wolfman? That's a great idea, Mirror Domains. I should do that. Thank you for suggesting it. I will do that. So my plan is to see Wolfman actually on Friday early afternoon. I will and barring any like unforeseen weather circumstances, I'll definitely try to do that for you guys for sure. I'm really excited about it. Nicholas says this is so screwed up. I've been on the outskirts of things like this in the past. Oh no, Nicholas, I hate hearing that. because you never know who is real and who is not, which is why I refuse to ever online date again. Well, you know what? I think that's a great idea. I think staying away from the online dating is not a bad idea. I have not been on a online dating website in over a year because I gotta tell you, it's rough out there. It's rough out there, and I subscribe to. I know this is gonna sound silly, but there's a journalist named Faith Hill, not the singer. J-O-U. And she, Faith Hill. Who did she write for The Atlantic? Yes. So I'm a subscriber to The Atlantic, and she writes a lot of articles about dating and about, it is just, and she writes a lot of articles about online dating and about, AI and about the frustration of dating and all of that stuff. And it is like the people who quit dating. And I totally feel you. Like it is, if you ever want to be, it's not like confirmation bias, validation, but it is like, oh, I'm not alone and this is happening to other people too, and it's not just me. Like check out some of Faith Hill's writing. I think she's an incredible writer, first of all, but she's also very well researched. And it's like, okay, this is like an epidemic. This is like, okay, this is definitely happening, right? And it's not just you or me or whatever. So, oh boy. Yes. Anyway, what a great way to end things, don't you think? Okay, y'all. So I think that's going to do it for us today. We'll go out on a high note, I suppose. Thank you all so much again for being patient and allowing me to reschedule yesterday's stream. It was really for the best. I think a lot of us who are LA based have felt really on edge and frustrated and stressed. And so having a day to get my internet reactivated, which was very important, or fixed, and then also being prepped to leave was really, really helpful. So thank you all so much for that. I'll be back on Thursday for sure. And yes, and I love that idea, Mirror Domains, about doing a reaction straight from the theater after Wolfman. So stay tuned for that. Please, as always, if you don't mind, subscribing to the channel, or I know, Gishkali, horrible, right? Really uplifted by the story of the woman who was robbed of $1 million and then bullied about it by strangers. I know. Is there any good news that we can end on? What's something good that we can talk about? I don't know. David Schwimmer really likes being on Goosebumps. I pulled this. This was a nice, oh wait, add to stage. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I nobody ever asked me to do horror, but I love horror movies, and so I'm so glad that I'm doing Goosebumps." I was like, "Bless you, David Schwimmer. This is a very cute little story." So, oh yeah, Mike, Severance season 2 is getting great reviews. So I've been reading mixed reviews, Mike. We should do a little once Severance like kind of has a time to come out. We should definitely talk about it. Because I had like very mixed feelings about season 1. Anyway, hopefully not zombie apocalypse. Yeah, hopefully no zombie apocalypses. Anyway, okay, y'all. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thank you for being here for the live stream. You can follow me on social media. I'm at all the places. You're welcome to join. There's a Patreon. You can join for free. I always post updates there about the streams first. And we definitely also, for our tiers, we will start talking about our watch along, and we'll start talking about Wolfe's Call. So that will be really, really fun. Oh, cool. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Thank you for tuning in. And oh, that's fun, Mike, at Grand Central. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Please be safe. Please be well. Thank you again for being here. Thank you again for the flexibility. And I had a great time today. So I will see you all on Thursday. Have a good one. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all real soon. Bye.